Hey my friends, welcome back. It's Emmy from the channel Frugal Money Saver. I hope this video finds you all well. We're doing good here. Still getting lots of cold weather and snow, but it's supposed to be in the 40s this week, so it's going to be a total heat wave. I just want to welcome anyone who's new here. We are an early retirement couple living in the state of New York, and basically we just show you how to have a more abundant life on less money. And if you are new, please think about subscribing because I think we're like 30 away from 10,000 subscribers. I know. So if you haven't subscribed yet, click that button and come on and be part of our family. And we'll have a surprise for you when we hit that 10,000 mark. Today's video is a little different. You all are always telling us how much you enjoy our recipes. So we came together and we said, let's film a couple of our dinners and just compile them in a video for you all to enjoy. And we have a little bit of everything. We have a Crockpot meal, we have a meatless meal, and then we have a total comfort food meal. So we're going to share each of them with you, and we'll tell you a little about them, how we enjoyed them, if they were worth remaking, etc. So if this sounds good to you, stick around. And again, we're so happy you are here. So let's start with the first recipe. The first recipe is a meatless meal. It is spinach pie, and it is made with puff pastry dough instead of like a normal pie crust. Out of all three, I have to say this is my personal favorite. It was so good. Let's get right to it, and here's how we made it. So Paul and I do celebrate the season of Lent. What we do is we do abstain from eating meat on Fridays. So I'm always looking for some really good meatless meals for the Lenten season. And this one fit the bill perfectly. You know we are eating out of our refrigerator, our pantry, and our freezer. We are continuing to do that. Everything this recipe called for, I had, which was just wonderful. So the first thing you're going to start with is a pound of frozen chopped spinach that you are going to remove the water from. So defrost it and then put it through a strainer. And don't throw that water away though. That's great as a cooking stock or in soups, but you want to get all the water out of the spinach. So that's one 16-ounce package of frozen spinach chopped. You're going to need one small onion or a half of a large onion chopped, and one clove of garlic that we're going to mince. It calls for 1 cup of cottage cheese, but I have some ricotta I have to use up, so I am going to put this in the cup first. Then however much room is left, the cottage cheese will go on top to make a full 1 cup because I don't believe I have a cup of the ricotta. You need 2 eggs. I have a little piece of mozzarella. I'm going to put that in. Some beautiful grated Parmesan cheese, so we're going to put that in. And then instead of a traditional pie crust, it called for a puff pastry crust, which, guess what? I had in the freezer from the holidays. So this is a great use it up meal. So let's get started. Okay, so we have the spinach in the bowl, and I have about a half or a 3/4 cup of the ricotta. And to that, I'm gonna add cottage cheese so it equals a full cup. And I'm going to add that right to the spinach. I am so happy I am using up the stuff we have in the house. Now to this, I'm going to add 2 eggs. I'm going to grate about a 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese. This gives it such a great nutty flavor. And then, like I told you, never have too much cheese. I have this little piece of mozzarella left, and I'm gonna grate that in as well. So I just broke it up into little pieces because it didn't want to grate very well. And we add that little piece of mozzarella in as well. The more cheese, the better flavor. And now what I'm going to do is just give this a good mix. Now I'm going to take about a tablespoon of olive oil, put it in the bottom of a pan, and we want to get that oil heated up. Now I'm going to add the cut onion. And I'm not going to add the garlic yet because I don't want that garlic to burn. And I'm going to saute this until it gets soft and translucent. I'm not adding the garlic yet. We are going to saute. Did you guys see that? We are going to saute the garlic too, but I want to cook the onion longer. The garlic only takes a minute. You just want it fragrant. Remember, you don't want to cook garlic down because it turns bitter. So we're just going to let this saute a minute, get nice and soft, and then we'll add our garlic. By the way, when I went through the cheese drawer, I just found this little minuscule piece of cheddar. So guess what? That's going in there too. I don't know how these get put back in the refrigerator. Do you, Paul? Okay, so I'm going to grate this and add this as well. These onions are looking beautiful. So now what I'm going to do is take my clove of garlic, mince that, and put that right in here. We're going to saute that as well. So I'm just going to cook it for like 30 seconds or so. Once it's cooked, we're going to let this mixture cool for a few minutes. So I put a little flour down on my mat. And when you work with puff pastry, you want to make sure you flour your rolling pin too. So I am going to take this and I'm going to make it into a 12 by 12 rectangle. Why am I popping in the middle of the video? Because like real life, sometimes we film something and we go to find it and it has gone into the great abyss that is known as the iCloud. So we cannot find one little tiny segment of this recipe. But basically all it was is I took the pie plate and I took the crust that you just saw I rolled out and I laid it in with the edges overhanging. Put the filling in and then I closed up the sides. That's all that was missing. But I didn't want you to think what happened to that. How did it get into the dish segment? So here we go, right back to it. We just pulled this out of the oven. Oh my goodness, this looks so good. I am very, very, very happy with how it turned out. It cooked for 45 minutes at 375. When you pull it out, you have to let it sit for 5 minutes. Don't cut it. Put the timer on for 5 minutes, let it set, and then we'll cut it. This sat for 5 minutes. Now I am going to cut into this. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Oh, it's super crispy. Okay. Wow, even the bottom is crisp. How does that look? You can see how flaky and crispy. Come on in here, Paul. Look at that filling. We are going to take a taste and we will let you know how this is, but oh my goodness, I am extremely pleased with how this turned out. We wish you bon appetit. The next video is a crock pot video. Super easy, using chicken, couple ingredients. The finished product you take and you can put it in a wrap or build it into a bowl meal like we did, or you can even layer it on tortilla chips. The possibilities are endless on this one. This was Paul's personal favorite. The only tip I'm going to give you is if you add more chicken, just make sure you add a little bit more salsa. You want to have enough moisture at the end so that chicken can absorb all the delicious flavor. Okay, so here's number 2. This is a super simple meal. I have one large bone-in chicken breast in the crock pot that I took the skin off. You can use thighs, whatever you prefer, but I would use a piece of chicken that has the bone. Like this is the breast with the bone in. It just will keep it from drying out. Now what I'm going to do, this is so easy, but the results are amazing. I've got a cup of salsa. I'm going to put that in. And you can use whatever kind you want. I found a no salt salsa that Trader Joe's had, so I was super excited about that. We had that in the pantry. And then I'm going to add a can of no salt added corn, but you can use regular corn, you know, whatever, but definitely drain it. And this is a 15-ounce can. So, but you do want to drain it. You don't want that water in there. So I'm going to drain that and add that in. This comes out so well. You can see I'm just putting everything on top of the chicken breast. Now I'm going to cover this and put it on high for about 4 hours. So this has been cooking just about 4 hours on high. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to scrape the corn and the salsa off the top of the chicken. And you can, of course, use more chicken, whatever you need to feed your family. And you can see all the juice we have. What I'm going to do is take the chicken out, and I'm just going to shred it just like this with 2 forks. It is super hot, so I am going to take my time, and I'm just going to pull it apart just like this. Dixie is jumping all over the kitchen. She's jumping on me when I'm shredding the meat. I took the bone off because this was a bone-in chicken breast, and now I'm just going to take the meat and add it right back into the corn and the salsa, and you can see how easy this is. Mix that in, and now I'm just going to heat this through, let it get those juices and all that, and all that wonderful flavor. So we're going to let it cook for maybe another 15 minutes. Oh, right, so what I did was I just cooked up some rice. Now this filling, this chicken and corn and salsa can be put into a wrap. You can actually do whatever you want. We're putting it over a little rice. So we've got some chicken and corn and salsa. Oh, this smells so good. And again, I'm using up what I have. Had chicken breasts in the freezer, tons of white rice. We had canned corn, cheese. We bought the avocado, 2 for $1. So I wanted to use those up. Then what I'm going to do is I'm just giving this nice little slice as well. So let's just lay some avocado slices right on top of here. One more for good measure. Oh, this smells so good. Okay, now we're going to take, this is Monterey Jack, and we just chopped it finely. We're going to put a little Monterey Jack, and then just a little bit of sour cream right on top. Again, you can put this in a wrap. You can put it in a bowl just like we're doing and layering it. You can add fresh tomatoes. You can add refried beans. It's endless, the possibilities, but it all starts with a little bone-in chicken breast or chicken thighs, whatever you prefer, some corn and some salsa, and you have an amazing economical meal using up what you have already in the house. So we wish you bon appetit. Number 3, I hope you guys are enjoying these. This is pure comfort food. Paul and I both agreed this was over the top delicious. This was like a combined favorite for both of us. It's basically a deconstructed Big Mac with tater tots. Yep, you're gonna love it. The only tip I will give you about this recipe is do not put that extra 1/8 of a cup of mayonnaise in it. Don't do it, didn't need it, made it a little greasy. What I would do is add an extra 1/8 of a cup of ketchup. But other than that, oh, here you go, enjoy. The noise you hear in the background is ground beef browning, and we'll get to that in 1 minute. This is a Big Mac Tater Tot Casserole, and if anything's gonna keep you from going through the drive-thru, this would be the recipe. It did call for a Thousand Islands dressing. I don't have that, so we're gonna make our own. So first thing we're going to do to make our Thousand Island dressing is 1/4 cup of mayonnaise, 2 tablespoons of ketchup, about a teaspoon of vinegar. I'm using white vinegar. We're also going to need a nice teaspoon of sweet pickle relish. And we're going to add some onion powder to that. And we're going to add some pepper. Now it does call for sugar, but we've got the pickle relish is sweet, so I think we're going to be fine. Dixie says we're going to be fine too, so. And now I'm going to give this a good mix, give it a taste, and we'll see if it tastes like Thousand Island dressing. Okay, actually I tasted it and it did need the sugar. So I added a teaspoon of sugar to this as well. Okay, so that's our Thousand Island dressing for our Bic Mac Tater Tot Casserole. What I did was I browned a pound of ground beef and I drained all the fat out of it. I halved the recipe, but I will link the original down in the description box below. And to this ground beef that I drained, I'm going to add the Thousand Island dressing that we made from scratch. That is going to be better than any bottle dressing. And I'm going to add to that about a half of onion chopped and about, I don't know, 1/4 cup to a 1/2 cup of chopped pickles, 1/8 cup of mayonnaise. Now this is not heart healthy. We talked about this. This is pure comfort food. I'm going to add a little bit of garlic, just a little, and we're going to mix this all together. So it's like you're actually getting a deconstructed Bic Mac. And we're going to mix this all up. It smells good. How does it smell, Paul?
It smells really good.
What's your favorite part about this, do you think?
I think the secret sauce.
That we now know what the secret sauce is, right?
I know what the secret sauce is.
Now we're not going to cook this all the way through because it is going to go into the oven and everything is going to cook. Okay, so we just heated it through. I fed Dixie, so she stops going absolutely berserk. It was time for her dinner, that's why. And now what we're going to do is I'm going to transfer this to a greased casserole dish. So come on over here. So I'm going to grease my casserole dish with my butter wrapper that you know we always keep in the refrigerator. I'm going to add our deconstructed Bic Mac right into that. Get all that goodness out of there.
Can't wait to see the size of the bun.
That's true. And now I have a cup of grated cheese. Use whatever kind of cheese you like. This, I believe, what did you say this was, Paul?
Monterey Jack.
This is Monterey Jack. Now, for the finishing touch is take these tater tots and I am going to cover the top with tater tots. And now I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it in a 400-degree oven that has been preheated for about 35 to 40 minutes. I'm going to keep an eye on it because we don't want those tater tots to burn, but we want them nice and crisp. So let's get this in the oven. This cooked for 40 minutes and you can hear it sizzling. The tots got nice and crispy on top, so let's see how this is going to come out. Oh, it looks good. It smells good. What do you think, Paul?
Yeah, it smells really good.
Okay, this is going to be hot. I'm going to let it sit a minute, and then I am going to have Paul give this a taste and tell us if he thinks it actually tastes like a Bic Mac or anything even resembling a Bic Mac.
Okay, let's try this Bic Mac casserole. Let's see. A potato. Well, let me go in half here. Here we go. Let's see here.
Dixie likes it.
I like it too.
Is it good?
Oh, it's very good. The ground beef with the dressing and the pickles. I mean, it's not like eating a Bic Mac.
Right.
But it has a real good flavor. The pickles give it a little zing to it. What do they call these things?
Tater tots.
Tater tots. give it that potato, sweet potato. So yeah, this is really good.
So what do you give it?
Oh, I give it definitely 2 thumbs up. This is great. Really good. Thank you.
You're so welcome. And there we go. 2 thumbs up. I'm going to try it now too. Well, we hope you enjoyed these 3 real life dinners that we ate the past week. It was so fun doing this with you. If you enjoy it, give it a big thumbs up and let us know. And we can do these every once in a while if it's something you all enjoy. Each one was better than the other. They were so good. They're economical. They use up what you have in the house. They're customizable. And right now, we're all watching our money with everything going on with the extreme weather conditions we're having and the heating bills, electric bills, everything's kind of going up. Our food budget is a way that we can actually save some good money, still eat well, still eat delicious, satisfying meals. And I hope these 3 recipes prove that. So thank you again for spending this time with us. Thank you for clicking on our ads. Please continue to do so. It really does help us. You all stay well, stay safe. Remember how much we love you and how special each and every one of you are to us. So until our next video, we wish you blessings and we'll see you really soon. Bye-bye.